easy, David. Don't start doing all that reaching now. Relax, David. All right, get something to drink. Walk the track. Make sure the track is clean. Throw all the cups away. See something on the outside. Clean that up too. And leave it out there. That's it.
Excited to have Coach Erik Jenkins here, and we're going to go ahead, and he's the track and field coach of USF. We're going to talk a little bit about being the coach. He's a 5-time Southeast Region Coach of the Year. So let me start right there. How is that right there? How does that success mean to you?
Well, it means a lot because you're being recognized by your peers. And the Southeast region is one of the best track and field regions in the country. It encompasses most of the South. And you got a lot of very, very good conferences within that region. So to be recognized at that level, I'm very, very happy and thankful that people recognize my staff's hard work and me being a person in a leadership position and work with me.
And what are some of the biggest lessons you learned being track and field coach here at USF?
Well, I'm still learning the institution actually. And most people don't quite understand that when you take over a job, it's more than just walking in and you got a track. You have to learn what makes that institution special. What type of people have come through, have been successful, and who are you trying to bring in into a new environment as the university moves forward to be successful. And so every day it's a learning curve for me, especially I came in August of 2019, and then COVID hit in March of 20. So a lot has changed within the last 2.5 years, and we're finally at a place where we're starting to get our footing on level playing field. So we're really excited about it. There's a lot to still learn here at USF, but we have a great product here at this university, and we've got a great athletic department as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about USF. It's got great facility, great academics, as well as athletics. Talk about one of the things that you've learned as far as the athletics here at USF that makes it different than other places.
Well, I think we are still a pretty clean slate. We're a young institution as a whole, and we just celebrated 25 years of football this past year. And so when you look at the people that we're going to compete with, they've had their sports at their institutions for quite some time. So we're the young people on the block, but we have big time ambitions. And I tell people all the time, I think South Florida gives you the feel of a big time institution because we have 51,000 students here, but you still feel like it's a small environment. You can feel comfortable and you can talk to people.
Right.
And that means a lot, that you don't just get swallowed up in the institution or you get swallowed up within the athletic department. You don't feel like you can talk to anyone. So that's a special situation.
Yeah, that's one of the great things. Me being a USF alum,
Right.
That's awesome. But one of the things that you just speaking about competition, you just came off the competition with Penn and UNF. Talk about that experience.
Well, we want to be able to compete at the highest level of the sport. We're a Division I institution, so we want to go and compete against the best Division I programs in the country. And we also want to be able to show our athletes what it looks like to be able to compete against professional athletes in a professional environment. Watch how they conduct themselves at a high level. And Penn gave us that opportunity. We were able to watch, Athing who was just an Olympian this past year, compete, Sidney McLaughlin. There were just a lot of elite athletes at this meet. And the Penn Relays is the largest meet in the country. So it's nothing like going to a place where they really, really appreciate your sport. And you look and you've got 20, 30, and at times I've been there 40+ thousand people in the stands. And they're all crazy about track and field. So great situation for us. We had a young man win the high jump. And anytime you win anything at Penn Relays, that's a big, big deal. We had 2 young ladies make the finals of the hurdles, and Shani and Hannah, and again going back to Romaine winning the high jump there. And our women's 4x100. It is the Penn Relays, and we made the College Championship of America in our first time taking the women's relay there. And again, that's another big milestone for us, and we want to get a lot better. And we'll keep working at it, but we're going to go to those meets. We went to Mount Sac Relays 2 weeks ago, which is the biggest meet on the West Coast, and we had a good showing there. So every year we want to be able to attend those type of meets, but we also want to attract those type of teams to come here to the University of South Florida, because we're going to host meets and we're going to try to put on a product that people can be proud of, and we want the community to come out support us here in Tampa.
Yeah, you're right. And you got also the NCAA coming up too.
Yes, sir.
So when you had a split squad as a coach, does that make it tougher for you to kind of compete?
It does. But at this time of the year, we're trying to really sharpen our athletes and give them the exposure they need. So when we get to the NCAA championship or we're competing in our conference championship, they're not easily shaken.
Right.
And again, I believe if you can go to Penn Relays, you can compete there, you can compete anywhere in the world.
Right.
And that goes on for our young people who are going and graduate and run at the professional level. Then they've seen something very similar to what they're going to have to deal with when they travel around the world in those type of venues. So it's difficult from a logistical standpoint because as a head coach, I like to be able to see all the events. So you get updates from very, very competent, accomplished coaches who are keeping me up to date. And then video. So it's exciting because you're coaching and you're enjoying one meet, but you're also watching film and taking calls from another meet. So it's a good position to be in.
Yeah, it's always good competition, multitasking.
Right.
One of the things too about what that you accomplished was the 100-mile relay with women, setting that record. Talk about that record.
Right. So we last year came in with a very, very young group of young ladies, and the majority of them were freshmen, and we were able to break the 4x100 meter relay as well as the 4x400 meter relay, or commonly known the 400 relay and the mile relay, 1600 meter relay. And we would like to continue that success. And it's great to break records, but we want to be advancing in championships and scoring points at the conference championship. And however that comes, that's what we want to do. But if we break another school record, that's great. But we're really focused on executing, advancing, and putting points on the board.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You got a good goal there to go forward to it. One of the things about USF is we wanted to get an update a year ago. You said Ms. Benjamin was going to be the showcase of women's racing. How do you feel it's going a year later now? Almost a year later.
Right. So, right now she's leading the conference in the long jump. She's one of the top jumpers in the country right now. I don't know exactly where she stands right now. I have to go back and look at it today. And then she's a big plug on on both relays. So she won the indoor championship. So she's continuing to progress. And that's all we can ask her, to just continue to progress. She's still learning a lot. She and several other of our sophomores now came in, and we often talk about cornerstones. And she was a cornerstone because she's from here. We want to attract local talent to stay here and know that they can compete at a high level. But we also want to go to Miami and get people, and which we did. We want to go to Tallahassee. We want to go to Jacksonville. It doesn't matter to us whether you're from Duval, Dade, Hillsborough, Leon, or Escambia County. If you're from the state of Florida and you want to compete at a high level, and you have the physical attributes to do it, then we want to have you here. We can compete with anybody in the country if we have the right people here.
Right.
We've got a fantastic facility here. We just redid our surface here at the track. And we've got other upgrades going across the athletic department. As you can see, the indoor football training facility going up right now. So all of those are going to play into our overall success. But the big thing is just having good people within the program.
Yeah, and if somebody is interested in joining USF, the track and field and cross country, what type of coach can they expect that they're going to have to see or deal with that you would describe yourself?
Well, we're going to work hard. We're going to be disciplined. And as we work hard and as we're disciplined, the fun will come into it. It's going to be uncomfortable early, but you have to learn to be uncomfortable before you can achieve greatness, in my humble opinion. And so once we get into that point and they start to understand what it takes to be successful and how you manage a meet, then things become a lot easier because if you know better, you do better. And so that's kind of our philosophy. And I've got a very good coaching staff, or accomplished coaching staff, and they have the same type of thought pattern, thought process as we're moving forward. They all want to get people in here, get them to do the things the right way, and move forward. And we've got some of those folks right now, but we're still looking for more. But we want people who also understand that just because you want to be here, you got to be able to do the things at a level we're trying to accomplish right now. We often have people who just want to come out and just join the track team, and we're not club track. We want to be one of the better programs within the South, within the nation, but we definitely want to start here and work our way out.
Right. So you got to expect to get hard work put in.
Correct.
And definitely. And one of the things that you also do really well with is learning techniques. A lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
Talk about the technical attributes of being successful in track and field?
Right. Well, track and field is not just running.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be amazed at how many people can't run in a straight line. Or if they are running a straight line, it takes them a long time to get there because they're doing a lot of things that don't really benefit them running in a straight line fast. So same thing, when you talk about the throws, that is a small ring, but you've got on the men's side a 16-pound ball that you've got to keep balanced to throw outside of that ring. You talking about an event like the triple jump, running down, planting the foot, and taking those hard contacts and then finishing it with the jump. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into something that happens like this.
Yeah.
It's the distance races. You might be out here for men's side, a great 10,000 meter type person, anywhere 28 minutes to 30 minutes. And they do a lot of work to be able to run those 25 laps in that amount of time. So there's a lot of work and dedication that goes into it. We work with our distance runners on technique, being able to put the foot in certain places and the body angles, just as we do with our sprinters. So even in the fall, when we train in the fall, we have everybody except for the distance program all working together. So if you came out here this fall, we're over on the turf field, and you look and you see a sprinter, a pole vaulter, a jumper, everybody right beside each other, and they were all conditioning together. We were working trying to teach them the basic fundamentals while we get them in shape.
And it seems to me, from what I see from the team, that it's a great family network, teamwork. Talk about, being part of a team that a lot of people need to understand.
Right. Well, for us, we want to be very realistic in our approach to team. And I often tell people, if you have a sibling, you and your siblings probably get on each other's nerves at some point, but you love your sibling. So that's real life for me. So when I recruit people, we try to recruit them with that understanding, like, hey, we don't expect you to come in here and be perfect every day. There's someone on this team that's probably going to get on your nerves, but how do you deal with it? And if you learn how to deal with things, it's going to help you in life, definitely within this team environment, but it's really just trying to put cohesive people around who understand how to work through things.
Yeah.
A lot of people will talk about family, and that's great, but anybody who doesn't talk about the real things that happen in the family, then I think they're a little bit misguided. So we try to do our best to be very upfront with people, our expectations, and we try to follow through on them.
As a coach, is there anything that you ever like to see from student athletes as far as their attitude that really is like something like a hot button that you like to say, okay, this person's on the right track?
Well, yeah, smile. If you could smile sometimes, or you speak to people, and if you're not the most talkative person, you're a little more introverted, at least if you are within yourself or one or two people, you like to see them have fun. I'm a person, I'm a yes sir, no sir type guy, so I like to see people who respect their family, guardians, whoever it may be, and your teammates. Just little things for me, because at the end of the day, I want to go to work and have a good time working. My grandfather worked at one job for 60 plus years, and one thing we always talked about, he was like, if you love what you're doing, you live a long time, and you'll be excited to do that. So for me, I try to go out and find people who will keep me excited about wanting to come and do this job at a high level for a long time.
That's awesome. So are you having fun here yourself?
I'm having a lot of fun. It's anytime you can see growth, or you got to believe in yourself first and foremost. Most people don't think we can get it done here, but I think they are sadly mistaken. The ones who know, they know, but you've just got to work at it, and that's something we are going to do. We're going to work at it, and we want to have a sustained program with long-term success.
Excellent. We really appreciate your time. It's Coach Erik Jenkins, USF, track and field, cross country. Come down and sign up, be a part of the team.
Appreciate it. Thank you.